Someone on the comments asked me to comment on nuclear energy and all of that, and I've studied it, and I've studied it, and it's very, very expensive. Very expensive. Dieter Helm is a professor of energy at Oxford University, and Colin McCartney brought him over to Dublin, and I attended his seminar, and he made that point. It is extremely expensive. The other thing is, where would you place it? There was talk of putting one down in Wexford. I'm sure there'll be some outcry there. The other thing is, if they do want to do nuclear energy, well, they'd have to do an SCA, and they can't just do it on its own. They are illegal for all they're doing. All of Ireland's energy promotions since 2004 are unlawful. So what company is going to invest billions of shareholders' funds? It'd be necessary for them to put it in the accounts, a note that this is the problem. They never did an SCA because they haven't the brains to do it. And so if they can't do an SCA for energy, certainly the nuclear energy will be challenged by groups who would take it to the European Court, and they'd be stuck. So you're talking about 10 years before you could dig a sod. Why do we have to bother? Britain's doing a bit. Britain's going back to fuel. France had an aging nuclear fleet that was impacting us all because they were going to export it up to Ireland. Luckily, Nigeria has added to put the cost way up. So way up. So maybe 20, 30 times of the yellow cake of the nuclear uranium raw material. So that's a big blow to France, and that's a blow to them there. Germany has Greens. They're in bad trouble, and their election, they're trying to ban the ADF, the Alternative for Deutschland. They're trying to ban them in the same way as they're trying to arrest Trump and jail him. This is what they're trying to do. How far that'll go, we don't know. So all of this green junk is all falling apart. And I say, let's use coal, oil and gas. Let's use it wisely. Stick with our traditional demand. We brought in a huge pile of data centres. Who invited them in? What SEA was done to cover it? They shouldn't be there. If I had been with, they'd be sent packing. We'd have enough data centres to do our own needs and bum them off to somewhere else. Why should farmers be put out of business who are here for generations, come through the famine, the landlords, the whole lot? Why should they be put out of business and all the peripheral agricultural jobs that are employed, and give the whole carbon to data centres that only employ 7 or 8 people? That's my view. I would go ahead the way we are. You never know what advances will be made in small nuclear reactors. I mean, you can run a submarine on nuclear power under the water. And how come you can't have small generators using nuclear? Now, I admit I'm a bit out of my depth. Sir James Lovelock died a while back, and he wrote a book. He said you could throw the waste in a pile in the backyard, and I'm not going there. I wouldn't panic about it. Let other countries develop it, and stop Paddy punching above his weight, and let it all develop. Use your coal, use your oil, use your gas. Put the data centres out, cut them off. If they want wind energy, let them put the windmill beside the data centre over in Galway or wherever else it is, and run it off the wind energy and give them no fossil fuel energy. That's my opinion. Rightly or wrongly, sounds reasonable to me. Let somebody else do it. They want to do it elsewhere anyway. We'll see you back for something else, and thank you very much. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I think that answers my view on nuclear power. Good luck.